Good evening, Postal Family. How's everybody doing? My name is Saeed. Welcome back to my channel. What's going on this Friday evening? My bad. Haven't been making videos in a couple of days. Just had a bad cold. Thank God I'm over it. Been drinking a lot of water. Just the up and down, the temperature, up and down, 30-degree changes, finally got to me too. So, but much better. Anyway, today's topic, what I'm discussing, as you know, the union had their opening statement. Our bargaining has started, or say Renfroe call it bargaining, but all he does is giggles and laughs and jokes around. But I just want to get through that. What was mentioned a little bit in a summary wise. So, everybody, how's everybody doing this Friday? Thanks everybody for all the support. Keep giving me the thumbs up. Smash that hype button. Helps out everything on here. I appreciate you guys very much for all the comments. Keep them coming. Love reading them. Anything, statements you guys make, all of that is awesome. I love reading it. First and foremost, everything I say on here is from my views, my research. I don't speak on behalf of USPS Post Office in any of my videos. So let's get to the topic. Our Mr. Renfroe, what the opening statement, what it had to do, was the key things in it. Key pillars of the statement: contract compliance. The union highlights that management's failure to follow existing agreements is rampant, damaging morale and costing the USPS millions. They are demanding dignity and respect through strict adherence to negotiated terms. Competitiveness and growth. Acknowledging financial hurdles, the union positions letter carriers as the key to winning the package war. They argue that while infrastructure investment is good, reliable service is what will beat the competition. I can't argue with that. That statement right there talks about the carriers. We're really good, reliable as to some degree, but that speaks highly of the carriers right there. Workforce stability. The core argument is that there is no service without the workers. Absolutely. No workers, there's no work being done. To achieve financial solvency, the USPS must invest in a stable, well-compensated workforce rather than cutting costs at the expense of employees. The middle class promise. The union aims to restore the legacy of the USPS as a provider of safe, respectable middle class jobs. I'm curious how they're going to do that. Their goal for the session is a contract that ensures fair pay and safe return home for every worker. We heard the same thing last contract too. What makes this one so different? These are words, words. They have to say something. I mean, negotiations. Gotta tell the folks who are paying your salary something good. The bottom line: the union is ready to help the USPS modernize and grow, but they insist that fair compensation and management accountability are the only ways to ensure the 250-year-old institution survives and thrives. Nothing new there. We've heard these things in last contract as well, and I highly doubt anything is going to be different this go around. These are the things that have to be mentioned for everybody that's involved in the negotiations. They got to look good. So a little bit more. The cost of non-compliance. The union lead doesn't just call out management. They frame contract violations as a massive financial drain. The financial hit. They claim that failure to follow the contract costs the Postal Service hundreds of millions of dollars annually, likely referring to grievance payouts and administrative waste. That's a good two words right there. Administrative waste. The solution. They argue that dignity and respect aren't abstract concepts. They are achieved by simply following the terms of the agreement already negotiated in good faith. This day and age, contract, they ain't gonna follow it. I'm speaking about management. They're gonna break the rules any which way possible, and then when it comes time for grievance, then they'll drag it out as long as they can. You can't change these things. They're instilled in for decades now. That's how they came up. That's how they're trained. These things will not change. Highly unlikely. It's not gonna change. Market competitiveness and modernization. The union positions itself as a partner in the USPS survival, but with specific conditions. The package market. They identify the package delivery business as the primary opportunity for revenue growth and emphasize that exceptional, reliable service is the only way to stand out against competitors like UPS and Amazon. That's give or take. Yeah, you got the service, you got the hard workers here, but to compete with UPS and Amazon, that's they're up there. But ain't nothing wrong with that statement. Mail carriers are very hard workers indeed. We go to every address in the country. We don't go second to anybody just because UPS carries all those packages all day long. We're not gonna take number two. We go to every address with walking routes. We gotta get out each time, stay out. But all they do is granted the packages are heavy. They break their backs, but we're not second. A lot of walking routes. Not second by any means. We deal with weather, animals. No way. USPS is number one, no doubt. Infrastructure. The union explicitly supports investing in and modernizing infrastructure, signaling that they aren't anti-change as long as it benefits the service's reliability. Political advocacy. They remind the USPS that the union is a powerful ally of Washington, doing more than anyone else to lobby Congress and the administration for legislative fixes to the service's financial hurdles. Really? Anybody in Washington really cares what NALC is doing? Do they even listen to NALC? Like that bill that has been there for a while now, they just keep pushing it to the left to right side. They really don't care about no NALC, or as how I see it. The middle class mandate. The union is leaning heavily into the historical identity of the letter carrier. The 250-year legacy. By referencing the USPS 250th anniversary, they are tying the current contract fight to a long tradition of stable middle class employment. Tying it to the history. So history just means another 1%. 1%. Pretty much at this point, with the way things are going, I don't think anybody with any intelligence is going to look for anything higher. I mean, every year they're reporting, billions of dollars in losses. A lot of the intelligent folks, carriers, have mentioned this. You got to be really dumb to expect like high percentage. I ain't going to even guess 3, 5, whatever. There's no way possible. So please don't get your hopes high. All this negotiating talks, they go through, they sit back and chill in that AC, few words here and there. Okay, he may not take as long as he did in the last contract, but there's nothing being accomplished. With this guy, at least. The next President Kara for Henry, I can't say too much about them, but this guy, we've already seen, and he knows we've seen what he accomplished last time. The 1%, 1.3, 1.2. So what makes you think we're going to expect anything else? Anything more, man? Summary table, union versus management priorities. Topic, budget. Stop losing money on grievances payouts by following the contract. This is union stated position. For growth. Win the package market through reliable service, not just cost cutting. Modernization necessary but must be paired with workforce investment. Morale directly tied to dignity, respect, and contract compliance. All some good things he's talking about in the opening statement, but nothing we haven't heard before. The good talk has got to come out. You know, he's making a lot of money off of the union dues. They all are. So the good things, you know, I look for a lot of good heavy words to come out in the reports as the negotiation progresses. They're gonna be sophisticated statements being made, but again, on the table, it's gonna be next to nothing, sadly enough. But it is what it is, man. Better days ahead. If Renfroe goes through this whole negotiation all the way to the end, you know, like I said, we can't expect a lot more than what we had last time. So they always have a lot of money for higher ups, managements, and but when it comes to the carriers, the workforce that actually does the physical work, you know, everything is out the back, and the lowest possible raises and contract comes our way. So, but we can hope for better times when the new president gets in. May the better man win. Cariff or Henry, they each made their opening statements as well. They're both very strong. They can make a case for themselves. Henry's the vice president, but Cariff slightly, you know, I'm seeing more support, little bit, very little, but you know, I myself are always has been with Henry, so. But they're neck and neck, man. I mean, they're literally neck and neck. We'll see which way things go. All their, you know, what they talk about is very good stuff. They make good points, each of them. And so, you know, there's a battle to be won. It's going to be very interesting to see because they're both, you know, they both got their strengths, weaknesses. So we'll see one way or another. Somebody made a joke and said Cariff and Henry, the end result is 51% vote for each. So in that case, by default, Renfroe gets the seat back. So, man, that's the worst case scenario. I mean, the guy had a smiling face on it on the comment he made, but it's really funny, man. I mean, weird situation. If they end up with a tie, Renfroe by default comes the president. I don't know how true this is. I'm just telling you what I read in the comments. Now, somebody let me know in the comments if this thing is in fact true, that something like that can happen, and by default, the current president retains his seat. Man, I shouldn't even mention it. My bad. I can't mention that. We can't phantom that, man. I mean, we gotta have a better man on that seat. ASAP. This guy is all talk, no show. Show us the money, where it is, fight like hell. But you say fight like hell, but you're not fighting at all. You're giving in probably. Whatever USPS says, yes, yes, yes. 1% yes, yes. What was it? The tentative agreement that was denied so brutally by the carrier workforce, but yet you brought it back. You put it in front of the arbitrator, got him to sign it. You didn't learn the lesson that it was rejected for a reason. You failed us big time, man. We forget how angry we were at this guy, man. He failed us big time. Do you remember when the arbitration and done, how, man, everybody was so pissed off, man. I mean, just, you know, he's starting all over, but the way he failed us, it's unreal, man. Unreal. At that point, or before, he what should have happened is when he got in trouble for that drunk driving, he should have been removed, man, right there and then. Let Henry take the seat. We would have seen what was Henry gonna do for us once he has the top seat. But no, some higher powers favored him. He got off scot-free, went into the negotiations and made a complete zero of himself. Big fat zero, failed each and every carrier, gave in to the post office 1%, claiming that there is no money, but there's always money for the higher-ups and yourself, huh? We see how that goes. This guy gets me so worked up just thinking about what happened when we saw that the arbitration result. And this guy is here, big old giggles and smiles, starting another negotiation. Doesn't affect his paycheck now, does it? But anyway, I don't want to get too worked up with this guy. He's closing out as the president. Few months to go. Campaigns for Cariff and Henry are strong, started, and quickly time up, and let's get to the voting. We still got ways to go, but I'm just ready. We're all ready for a new president, man. We are all ready. Bring it on, new president, new ways to handle things. Stand up, I mean literally stand up for the carrier base, not just all talks. And get rid of this fight like hell crap campaign, man. I mean, he says fight like hell, but he's doing nothing but fight like hell. It's quite the opposite. That's it for this one. Just want to share what opening statement he made. Same words. No fight behind them. Just good giggles, smiling. He giggles always, like, making all that money off of us, and happy, chilling mode always. But he says he's fighting like hell, so. Anyways, until next time, this is Mailman Saeed. Protect yourself, guys. Always check your surroundings. Safety, big concern. Carriers, we're out there ourselves always. We got to protect ourselves. A lot of carriers are losing their lives left and right for nonsense, no good reason. So please protect yourselves at all times. God protect the carrier base. Well, every postal employee for that situation. All right, take care. Until next time, Mailman Saeed out.